Cheers. I've been through bad different phases, like mazes, to find my way. Now I know every day, not far away. I'm strong enough, I live long enough to see my kids. And when something moves, took to break the time. In bed, I know this, I've been there. Now I'm in there.
Looking forward to having you guys on the show. You know, I'm Nick. I will be with us in just a second.
She got on
Military brothers talking sports.
That's it. There's a need, much to succeed. Strapped with mad greed, a heart that doesn't.
Yes, what's going on, family? What's going on, family? What's going on, family? How y'all guys doing today? Mike will be with us here in a second. Hey, welcome you guys to Military Brothers Talking Sports. I'm Nick. Here's my co-host, Mr. Mike. He'll be with us in a second. As you know, man, it was a great day today. Want to welcome everybody to the show. Make sure you guys subscribe, share it, get it out there. Make sure you comment, chime in. We want to hear what you guys have to say on today. Today is such a beautiful day in a beautiful Carolina. There's nothing that can be finer than Carolina, like they say. You know, nothing like a little Carolina pride, family. I love being in the Carolinas. Beautiful sunshine, beautiful day today. I said peaceful day today. Hey, it is one of those amazing days. So, as I say, looking forward to this conversation today. So today, family, you guys ready? I'm ready. Let's get into this conversation. The person we're going to acknowledge today is none other, Dr. Cornell West. This amazing, brilliant man has written several books. You can read his bio down at the bottom, little, snapshot of what I'm able to come up by Dr. West. I tell you what, I love hearing this man speak and talk. He speaks from his heart. And the thing about it doesn't matter what color you are, he always call you his brother. He always call you his brother. Even people that he actually disagree with. One person, he used to always be on, Bill O'Reilly used to actually have him on his show on a consistent basis. They looked at things differently, but the thing about it is, they had really engaging conversations. Bill O'Reilly had it from his perspective. Dr. Cornell was having from his perspective, and they would have a dialogue. I've learned in life that you learn a lot from people who have opposing perspective than you. They look at life differently. You have to respect people who look at things just differently. And when you can learn to respect people to have their own opinion, we can learn from one another. This brother here, and I want to say he just actually left Harvard. He's actually teaching someplace else. It's because he was looking for a tenure there. And they did not want to give this man this tenure. Dr. West has been at Harvard for years. 4 years. And they did not want to tenure Dr. Cornell West. So Dr. West said, hey, you know what? I'm going to take my skills, my talent to someplace else. Kind of like what LeBron James did. He said, hey, Cleveland, I'm going to take my skills and my talents down to Miami. He said, I'm going to take my skills and talent to another university who would appreciate what I bring to the table. He is a consistent man who is actually on CNN, MSNBC News. And the other night, man, he was on with Don Lemon. And this brother spoke directly to Don Lemon heart, man, the way he brought that brother to tears. Brought Anderson Cooper to tears. He's brought so many people to tears because he speaks from a position of love, but from the position of not just being people of color, black people being, persecuted, but we have to learn how to respect one another. So when you are able to do those things, appreciate it, son, do those things, then family, you know what? We have to learn to appreciate what that brother brings to the table. And I definitely appreciate what that brother brings to the table in speaking to the masses, speaking from different perspectives. Like I said, he's a brilliant man. I used to love to hear him and Tavis Smiley. He used to be on Tavis Smiley show quite a lot. Tavis Smiley had his situation, what he's dealing with, but he was a consistent man, that was on Tavis Smiley's show. That's when I really started following Dr. West. He's been on Larry King's show. He's been on so many different shows to where that brother is a brilliant man, speaking from the heart, but he speaks from the position of being so intelligent and so smart, so sharp, and I appreciate everything. I'm going to say it again. I appreciate everything Dr. West does for our culture, does for our race, but more importantly, what Dr. West does for our people. He does a lot for our people. I believe he just have our best interests at heart. He really he wants to see us do good. And when you have someone who wants to see you do good, I'm telling you, the only thing you do is tip your hat to someone like that. So today, the person that we're going to actually acknowledge today, family, is no other than Dr. Cornell West. So we'll salute that brother. Hey, so now, family, we're going to get into the sports talk. We're going to sports conversation. I'm not sure if you guys watched that game last night, but the Baylor Bears, oh my goodness. That's all I can say. The Baylor Bears were not playing. They are the 2021 champions. They won the NCAA. I'm quite sure most of you guys know that. But I did not expect Baylor to blow Gonzaga out. As I stated on yesterday, I was rooting for Baylor. But like I said, I just wanted to see a good game. That game, man, was a blowout. Baylor, man, kind of what they did to Houston. I'm surprised at what they did to Houston, and I was surprised at what they did to Gonzaga last night. That score last night was very, very, I was surprised by the end result. Suggs came to play, but it seemed like Suggs was the only person that came to play in that game. I did not expect the results to turn out the way that it turned out. Those guys were really focused. They came out on fire. They had a big lead, and they just continue to pour it on. They did not slow down. They did not hold back. They did not hold no punches. Those guys in the first half, they almost set the mark for the most 3-point shots made in the NCAA tournament. But those guys, man, they to me, man, this year was designed and structured for Baylor. They had 2 losses, and it goes to prove how difficult it is for a team to win a national championship and never lost a game until the championship game. Now, if you recall, I think back in February, first part of the year or whatever, I think it probably was February, Gonzaga and Baylor were supposed to play each other. But the reason why they did not play each other because of the coronavirus. I believe that if Gonzaga and Baylor would have played each other, I believe that really would have changed the outcome of this game. Because now, when they would have played each other, it would have kind of give Gonzaga something to prepare for. It's difficult to beat someone once you beat them one time, to beat them the second time. As we know, Gonzaga is very talented. But I just believe that, hey, if they would have actually played them in the earlier part of the year, you would definitely, I believe the outcome possibly would have turned out differently. And so it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if those guys would have played at an earlier part of the year. And so, hey, they fought a good fight, but hey, I believe the best team actually won on yesterday. We'd love to read you guys' comment, know you guys' thoughts on what you think about the game on yesterday. And just looking at the talent on the floor, man, one thing I know some people were talking about today, if based on what they saw from Suggs yesterday, if they believe that he's going to be the number one pick in relating to this game. I tell you what, that is a talented brother. But it all depends on what team end up with the number 1 pick. Now, if a team like, let's say, for instance, let's go with Minnesota. If they were to end up with the number 1 pick, would they trade Russell? You know, you have D'Angelo Russell, who is still young. and keep the pick. If you trade D'Angelo Russell, you have Edwards from last year. You go ahead and draft Suggs. Now you have that 1-2 punch in the backcourt. You still have Towns at the center position, and you probably can get maybe a top 5, top 6 pick in trading D'Angelo Russell, because pretty much he's been hurt the whole entire year. He's already under contract. What's going on, T-Champ? Hey, I know, man. It's like Gonzaga really, man, like they were not into the game. But I was just asking the question, T-Champ. We'll get you guys, if somebody else to probably chime in. If the Minnesota, let's say, just look at the kid Suggs. Suggs is a good player, man. If they would have ended up with the number 1 pick, because Minnesota is definitely in the continue for the number 1 pick, do you trade D'Angelo Russell and then end up drafting Suggs? Because I'm letting you know, man, hey, I like what I see in that kid Suggs. And to me, man, T-Champ, you think that they should take, even though they have D'Angelo Russell? Man, I wish you was on here today. Where we could have had a dialogue about that one, man. Wow. So you think that they would trade D'Angelo Russell? And I like D'Angelo Russell, man. Over the kid, you would take the kid Suggs over D'Angelo, because D'Angelo Russell's still young. He's under a contract that you can keep for a little while. I understand that he's a winner. D'Angelo Russell, man, he's a winner too. Understand, he led the Brooklyn Nets to the playoffs. Only reason he's still not with the Lakers is because of that phone incident. They traded him, got rid of him, and whatnot. So they felt like, and then he went to the Nets, and then he went to Golden State Warriors, and now he's with Towns down in Minnesota, man. So Russell is a winner too. I just believe that you put Russell around. I would have liked to see Russell play with Edwards and Towns this year, man. I believe that would have been a good nucleus. That would have been a great team. Because the thing you really can look at, man, I understand it's built different, but watch this. Now you draft a kid that's out of I think Oregon State. I keep forgetting the kid's name, who they're projecting as the number 1 playing small forward. That's interesting. You keep Russell, you draft that kid. Now you have a 4-headed monster. You have a 4-headed monster down there. Towns, Edward, Russell, and the kid that's I guess it's Oregon State. Bruh, you can't. That's something you have to consider as well. Now I understand, but so many basketball go around in order to reach your full potential. Because the other thing about it is, in Minnesota, man, this is the thing I believe that put Minnesota in an amazing position. If you get that draft pick, say Minnesota end up with the number 1 pick. Now you have 2 pieces you have 3 pieces you can bargain with. You have Big Cat, Russell, and then you have the number 1 pick. Now you really can build that new Cat. Big Cat is still young. So you will get a lot back for Big Cat. You get you some, you got to get a lot back from D'Angelo Russell. So to me, man, Minnesota, man, really, 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 man, have put themselves in a great, great position. What's going on, fam? Hey, that's what I'm saying. If Minnesota ended up with that number 1 pick, it is going to be interesting how they position themselves. It's going to be very, very interesting how they end up positioning themselves. So my thing, let's say, for instance, as you know, I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan. Charlotte, let's say if Charlotte don't make the playoffs, they end up with the number 1 pick. Charlotte O'Neal, point guard. But Charlotte, that kid out of Oregon State, oh yeah. Most definitely. Can't pass on a talent like that. To me, you trade Gordon Hayward, you get rid of Hayward, and you keep that kid. Now, I like the backcourt of Melo. Then you got Scary Terry, The kid out of Oregon State. That solidified your point guard, shooting guard, small forward position. I love that nucleus. But I'm going to let you know, man, then you have some kids that are in the G League who are really balling. So one of the days, man, once things start coming together, man, we're going to have the conversation, man, especially when they draft choice and draft pick. I think, about a month. I think we got like a month to go, month and a half to go. Usually when the NBA playoff kicks off, that's usually when, the draft comes out as far as selection, who's going to pick where. It's going to be interesting, man, on what to see. But, hey, the score was what's going on, Z? Hopefully your back is feeling better, my brother. Hopefully all is well with you, man. Welcome to the show. So, hey, that game, man, I'm let you know. The way that the way the Bears came out and played yesterday, man, I was thoroughly impressed by what I saw between Baylor. Baylor, man, like I said, man, I was impressed by the coach. I was impressed by just everything they brought. They did it on the offensive end and they did it on the defensive end. That's what impressed me the most about the game. If you look at because if you look at the box score, there was balance down the sheet. Butler gave you 22 points. Mitchell gave you 15 points. Then you had Teague gave you 19 points. A great balance. Now, when you look at what Gonzaga had, even though Suggs came to play yesterday, but really you have two other players in double figure, but it seemed like they were the only people that came to play yesterday. So my thing is that I was very surprised with the fact that it's like, okay, you guys don't realize you're in the national championship game? That's what surprised me more than anything, the fact that as if they didn't realize you're playing for all the marbles. So what's your mindset? It really looked like they were lost out there, and I was surprised in what I saw from them. But hey, I believe that the best team won yesterday. What's going on, Ace Dog? Appreciate you. Like NFL, but hey, I understand, Ace. I guess you're talking about Suggs and that pick. Hey, I get it, man. But when you have that piece, a valuable piece that a lot of teams would want, we can throw the Knicks out there. Just imagine. I'm quite sure the Knicks will probably give up quite a bit to get a player like Suggs. They were only piece that probably they wouldn't move is probably Randall. That'd probably be the only piece that they probably wouldn't move because Randall is a legitimate playmaker for the Knicks. I believe they'll move Barrett, they'll move Obi Toppin, they'll move, just about every player on that team except for probably Barrett. Before Randall. Because they're trying to build something. Or I wouldn't put it past them moving Randall because they'll see this is a young kid that they can build around. Even though they're building around, I believe they're going to try to build around Randall. So that kid, man, he is very. I was very impressed with his style. He reminds me of a Jason Kidd with a jump shot. He's fast. He's going to be able to get up and down the court. He's a finisher. And like I said, I am impressed by what I saw from the kid. But the game from last night, the first half, they were up by 10, but it was a much bigger lead than that. But in the second half, like Baylor just kept the momentum up. And when he got those two early fouls in the game, it really, really hurt Gonzaga. The one thing about playing basketball, as you guys know, you have to be smart on the court. When he got that early foul, he had to be smart on the court to realize his value on the court. Play good defense, but you cannot take risks. You have to pace yourself. Still can play good defense, keep your hands up, But you cannot do you can't do the ticky-tacky. The ticky-tacky fouls get you in trouble every single time. It catches you off guard. So, but hey, you have to live with it. They didn't do you have to live with it, but hey, it's a part of the game. Like I said, I have to give credit what credit is due. They showed up and showed out. That's it. H-Dog, what you have to say? Yeah. Ace, I was just thinking about that. Baylor girls and boys, they really have a good girls and boys team. And really, you think about it, man, name another team in the NCAA has a real good girls and boys basketball team. At one time when Calhoun was coaching UConn was that university. Now he's gone. UConn is kind of struggling, trying to find, but here, Baylor, man, it really, when it comes to basketball, with Drew really establishing something. Because remember, about almost 20 years ago, man, Baylor got in a lot of trouble, man, and their program took a major hit. So they brought Drew there, and what Drew ended up doing, trying to reestablish something. So with Drew trying to reestablish something, man, I'm very impressed with what they're building there. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm intrigued what North Carolina is going to do with Hubert Davis as the head coach. So I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do. I'm going to see how Mike Krzyzewski is going to bounce back with Duke. And this year was a year where, a lot of things took place, a lot of things happened as it pertains to COVID. So next year is going to be an interesting year to see how teams bounce back. I don't really see a lot of coaches losing their jobs based on, because of COVID. I believe this year was a year. Next year is going to be a year. I think you're going to see a lot of movement out there. So, hey, it was a great game, man. I was expecting more out of Baylor. I expected Baylor to do more. But, hey, it is what it is. All right, family. We're going to roll on to the next topic. The Utah Jazz, man, they took one on the chin last night, man. We're going to talk about the Utah Jazz because, like I told you guys, I believe the Utah Jazz is going to be the team that come out of the West. Utah Jazz, I also think other team that you're going to have to keep an eye out for. You have to keep your eye on Denver. Is looking good. Utah, like I said, Utah has been playing great basketball, but the Dallas Mavericks show that they've been playing good ball here lately too. Yeah, I'm with your Ace. The mental side of the game, man. Yeah, you have to be ready mentally because, man, it is and I address this. It's so difficult to go undefeated because the thing about when you lose, when you take an L, teams show you where you need to improve. So losing is a benefit in you going a long way. When you've never lost, that means that okay, every aspect of my game I don't need to work on. But when you lose to a team, you get exposed, they're going to show you your weakness. And then you can go and practice and you can work on those things. But when you've never lost a game, it is difficult. It is difficult for you to position yourself, get yourself in position to where, like, okay, I know what I need to work on. So hey, that right there is a good move. So hey, it is what it is. But speaking of the game, I was talking about the Utah Jazz from last night. Dallas Mavericks, man, played a great game last night, man. And here lately, Dallas Maverick has been really playing, and as far as standings is concerned, the Dallas Mavericks, let me see what the NBA standings as it pertains Dallas is concerned, where they stand. In the West, Dallas Mavericks is sitting in 7th place. Memphis Grizzlies sitting in 8th, and the San Antonio Spurs are bumped out, as well as the Golden State Warriors. So right now, Dallas have a 2.5 game. I'm going to just show you guys this here in a second. Just want to show you the standings. Hopefully you guys can see this. And I know Ace, he's excited about Portland Trailblazers. But hey, you can see right here, man, you don't sleep on those Dallas Mavericks, bro. The Dallas Mavericks is sitting right there in 7th place. They're only 2 games behind Portland. And like I told you guys, the Lakers are sliding down that slippery slope. This is the thing I told Mike. This is what Lakers have to be concerned with. Watch. They're only, look at this, family, 2.5 games out of the 7th spot. So LeBron don't hurry. They still not sure when AD's coming back. LeBron don't hurry up and come back, bro. They're going to be in a world of hurt. They're going to definitely be in a world of hurt if LeBron don't hurry up and come back. So I just want to, point that out. And now we get more back into this game, man. Keep slipping, and they're going to be out of this darn playoff race, man. But I think they'll 8th spot as far as they're going to go. Because really, the Grizzlies, man, really had to, make a move. Lakers will still make the playoffs. But the thing about it is, let's say, for instance, the Lakers end up in the 8th spot. Utah Jazz don't want to see the Lakers in. If LeBron comes back, AD comes back, no one want to see the Lakers in that 8th spot. They have too much firepower. It hurts more than you know. Just think about this. They only need to win 1 game on your home court to get home court advantage. And now, because, fans, they're starting the process of bringing a couple of fans back, but it's not the same as the arena being packed and you dealing with that. So the thing about the Utah Jazz, I believe the Utah Jazz is a great team, man. I just think because of the ball movement, Quinn Snyder have them playing great ball in Utah. And so my thing is that Utah Jazz is a squad you cannot let pass. You have to keep your eye on the Utah Jazz. But the thing about it is the Utah Jazz don't want to see the Lakers in the 8th spot. The Phoenix Suns don't want to see the Lakers in the 7th spot. The Clippers, if the Lakers end up in the 6th spot, right now, they end up facing the Clippers. But the thing about it, Denver is another squad that people don't want to face right now. Because now it's Denver, then the Lakers, then Portland. Those teams right there, man, that's juggernaut row, man. That's juggernaut row. We'll talk about the East a little bit later, but that is juggernaut row. If you're talking about what you potentially going to face, those are going to be some teams are going to go home early based upon how things end up falling into place. Well, last night, Luka played an excellent game last night, man. Luka Doncic, man, is really, man, he's a walking triple-double. The brother had 9 boards, 31 points, 9 boards, 8 assists. I mean, what more can you say about Luka Doncic, man? He was a +4 on the floor, so he was productive. 6 of 11 from three-point land, so his three-point shooting is improving. And now, if they can ever get the unicorn right, if they can ever, because he did not play, hurt his wrist. And I know a lot of New York Knicks fans was not happy with the fact that they traded the unicorn from New York. But the reason why they traded him and got rid of him is what Dallas is dealing with in dealing with him now. He can't stay healthy. He hurt his wrist. When he left New York, he was hurt then. The brother can't stay on the court. He has so much talent. He's so injury prone. He's so injury prone. And in order for Dallas to really take that step to the next level, I believe Dallas have to have a legitimate conversation if they're going to look to keep the unicorn or end up trading him. I mean, 7'1", he blocks out rebounds. We're not questioning his talent. But the thing that we are questioning is his ability to stay on the court. If you can't stay on the court, you're not helping the team. So my thing is that I would prefer getting a talented player down there who can play with Luka, who can stay healthy, and a player that you can depend on. If you always hurt, that means that we can't depend on you. So it's better for the franchise and organization that we get someone here who we can really establish a nice nucleus with Luka Doncic. Because I love Hardaway there with him, but Hardaway was hurt last night. He didn't play with them they got Hardaway come on the bench. I didn't realize that. Wow. So they made some changes. Hardaway is no longer starting at the shooting guard. Wow, they have Richardson starting to shooting guard. I like Hardaway. I know the Knicks would like to have Hardaway back. I mean, just speaking with a lot of Knicks fans, man, I like Hardaway at the shooting guard. But now they have Hardaway come off the bench. But the thing about the Utah Jazz, man, that I like, Spider-Man had an off game last night. He was on a +2, 2 for 6 for 23 shooting. So, I mean, for 16 points, have to get more production from Spider-Man. Rudy walking double-double, Rudy Gobert. But you have to be able to get the job done. You have to be able to get the job done. But hey, one thing I must say, you have to get the job, but not able to get the job done. Then on to the next one. Looking forward to see how they do against the next opponent. So it's all good. All good. All right. The other team I'm impressed with, man, Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns won last night. I understand Rockets is a team that's headed in the wrong direction. But the thing about the Houston Rockets, man, I believe the Houston Rockets are building. They're building. That kid that they got from the Cleveland Cavaliers, Porter Jr., I believe that was a steal. I don't know what the deal with it. His head was just, head wasn't screwed on right. But I'm letting you know, since that kid has been in Houston, I guess John Lucas had a little sit down with that kid. And with the draft picks that they picked up, man, I am impressed by the kid. But that's the one key piece I believe they can build around. Woods is a good guy. He had 23 points at it, but he has to improve on his rebound. He only had 3 boards last night. You're the center. You have to get more than 3 boards, Woods. We expect more of you than 3 boards. But the Phoenix Sun, man, Booker is a killer. DeAndre Ayton is a bulldog down in the post. 27 and 10, 27 and 11. He had 2 block shots. Chris Paul, that general. We keep talking about that general on the court. 19 points, 11 assists, 5 boards, 4 steals. Chris Paul always has his hand on the ball. Bridges is a good defender at the small forward, as well as Crowder. Crowder playing Paul. So they're playing like a small nucleus. The NBA has changed. Now you go with that small ball lineup. Hey, I'm just letting you know, man. Phoenix Suns, man, they look impressed. I am impressed by the Phoenix Suns. They have Cameron Johnson coming off the bench. So they have a solid bench. Don't keep that on Phoenix Suns, man. That picking up Chris Paul from Phoenix Suns, I believe, has put Phoenix Suns in a conversation piece of teams you cannot look past. I know Ace want to throw the Portland Trailblazers in it. Portland's getting healthy. Disappointing that Collins isn't coming back. I know they made the trade for Powers from Toronto. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams gel and come together down the stretch at the end of this month, a lot of the stuff is going to be worked out. A lot of the stuff is going to, come through. A lot of the stuff going to actually take place. So the Phoenix Suns are very, very impressed with what the Phoenix Suns are doing. And hey, I can't say more what they're looking like on the court. So, last team we want to talk about on this amazing day. I need to hear from T-Champ. My man Mike, he handling business. He communicating with me, dealing with his kids right now. But family, hold for 1 second. Those Knicks took one on the chin. I had to go get my popcorn for this one. T-Champ, Mike, all y'all Knicks fans out there, I had to make sure I go get my popcorn. All the grind is going to take place right here. Family, I had to go get my popcorn. I had to get my popcorn ready. I told y'all. He was going to take an L last night. Hope wasn't alive. I told you. Brother, it's one. T-Champ. I know you hear me, T-Champ. Where you at? Oh, Ace said, blow it up. Hey. Ace, you should have heard him, Ace. I had to get my popcorn ready for this one. Listen. I said, son, pop me up some popcorn for this one. Because we got to have a conversation about this. Whether it's 2, 4, or 100, you took an L. T-Champ, my road dog Mike Wright, my road dog T-Champ, you took one. See, I got my popcorn ready, right? I ain't all I'm saying. But anyway, all jokes aside. All jokes aside, man. What a good game, man. I'll tell you what though, man. I joke with the guys, man, whatnot. But I really, really am impressed with Julius Randle. I really am. I really am. Barrett played good last night. Julius Randle played good last night. But I keep saying, man, even though Bullock had 21 points last night, man, I would not start. Or he driving now, man. That brother made sure he was driving to avoid all this. I understand, T-Champ. I got you. I'm going to be honest about your boy. To me, I would be starting Burks over Bullock. I really don't understand why he continued to start Bullock over Burke. To me, I believe that's going to be your Achilles heel that's going to hurt you more than you know. Bullock's career has been a role player coming off the bench. Burke has started some game when he was with Utah, was a good player. I forgot where he was at last year, but Burke is a good player, man. And I would start him actually at small forward. Lombard, to me, the Knicks look more impressive with Burke in the starting lineup than Bullock. Bullock is a player I think you bring off the bench. Noels, I believe they need more out of Noel. I'm disappointed in Noel. 6 point, 5 rebounds, okay, 2 block shots. I'm like, Noel's, man. It's like when I see Noel on the court, it's like he's kind of like lost out there. It's like he's wondering what should he do. He don't take authority over saying, hey, I'm going to make sure I get this rebound. He doesn't take the authority and say, hey, I'm going to get you at least 10, 11, 12 rebounds a game. I'm going to, with me doing the dirty work, doing the small thing to make sure we're successful. I don't see that anywhere else. The one thing the one thing I do see that's why I like Robinson, man. When they had Robinson, the Knicks was much impressive. I really like what I saw out of Robinson. And I said, man, y'all really going to miss Robinson. Robinson went out, and the Knicks have not been the same. So I'm very disappointed in what Noel is bringing to the team. But I'm going to let you know, man, that darn Kyrie Irving and his dribbling skills, man, is something to be desired. That brother, man. Hey, man, I don't know what the brother handling skills, man, is downright sickening. It's downright sickening, man. I'm like, what in the world? This joker, man. But the one thing I can say about the Nets, which they did, which I don't agree with, you starting Aldridge over DeAndre Jordan. I don't agree with that. LaMarcus Aldridge, okay, to me, you need more of a defensive player on your squad versus an offensive-minded player. I don't agree with you starting. LaMarcus Aldridge just came there, and all of a sudden he's starting. James Harden went out the game. He didn't. Something happened to Harden, so he didn't finish the game. Hopefully he'll come back and return soon, and everything will be okay. But I don't agree with the fact of you starting Aldridge at the center position over DeAndre Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan didn't even play. Now that kid Claxton come on the bench. I like him. But LaMarcus Aldridge, man, and Blake Griffin coming off the bench, bruh, I like that. I really like that combination. But for some reason, I don't know why he put Jordan on the bench. Now all of a sudden, Jordan not getting any clock. I would say the last 2 games, Jordan hasn't played at all. So I'm surprised by the move that Steve Nash made. I'm very surprised at that. I would have made sure Jordan was still starting and Jordan was still getting playing time. Because Jordan understand his role as far as rebounding, block shots, running the court, playing good. And to me, that worked for that nucleus. Now, LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be shooting threes. He's going to be taking shots. So to me, playing Aldridge off the bench, I believe would have helped the Nets more than starting him and not playing Jordan. And if they don't win the chip, I believe that's going to be brought up more than you actually know. And they're going to actually that's going to be a conversation they're going to want to have. So, hey, it's what it is, family. All right, on to the next one. I'm not sure if you guys saw this ESPN top 25 under 25 family. Do you guys agree with this? Agree with this listing? This is a top 10. As you know, I love ball. I love ball. And I guess it's based on family. There's no way in the world I take LaMelo Ball over Booker, Ben Simmons, De'Aaron Fox. I understand he's 6'7". He's 19 years old. You mean it? I potentially would take him over Spider-Man. Just because Spider-Man is 24 and LaMelo's 19. Jason Tatum, that's debatable. But my thing is ESPN, Ja not even in your top 10? Ja Morant is not in your top 10? And we just had a conversation. Would you take Ja or LaMelo Ball as it becomes to start in your franchise? That's a great, to me, Ja's a great piece down in Memphis. To me, if Ja was here in Charlotte, Charlotte be doing the same thing with Ja. My thing is that, come on, man. Like Chris Carter said, come on, man. Understand, he is 6'7", locomotive that is fast with the jump shot, very impressive. I believe that he is modern day Pistol Pete Maravich. That's why when I look at him, that's what I see. You know, with the ball handling skill, looking to get people involved. He's always looking up court. But when it comes to ranking those top 10, I don't agree with that. As you know, I don't believe Zion is number 2. I would like to know I can see why Luka's number 1. To me, arguably Luka's definitely number 1. I am not going to dispute that. In my book, Luka is definitely number 1. I want to know you guys' thought on that. Do you agree with this list? The list, like Luka Doncic, I don't know if you in your car, whatever you're listening, whatever, just look at that. Luka, Zion, Ball, Spider-Man, Tatum, Darren Fox, Ben Simmons, Booker, Bam, and then the kid. Every time this is another player Charlotte had and they traded for, number 10 player out of OKC. Charlotte had him and they traded him. Dumbass. Tell you, I need to be the general manager. I would have never did that. But anyways, because he was a kid, 19-year-old kid. Imagine him being in the backcourt with Melo. That'd be a great 1-2 punch. But I like Scary Terry. Love Scary Terry. So can't have my cake and eat it too. I got that. But this list, just looking at this list, man, I like Luka Doncic, deservedly number 1. But to me, I would like to have the conversation. What the world they were there thinking about when they made this list? I don't see it. I don't agree with it. Love to know you guys' thoughts on that. So hey, it is what it is, fam. All right. My New York Yankees, fam. My New York Yankees. They took one yesterday, man. 1-7-0, man. Jordan Montgomery used to pitch for University of South Carolina. Pitch was phenomenal on the mound. When I look at Jordan Montgomery and T-Champ, it's gonna, I'm eating them Knicks popcorn I was thinking about. Just kidding. Every time I look at him, Ace Dog, yeah, I would you Ace, because none of those guys you saw has won anything. That list, none of them. So I understand the guys are young. Luka is the only one, man. I really see. Outside of that, man, it's debatable where they lie and fall. And so I'm with you, Ace Dog. But the Yankees, man, they did their thing last night. Montgomery pitched very well last night. And the thing, man, you know the thing that irritates me about Yankees fans sometimes, man? All the stinking booing is the first part of the stinking year. Stanton, they booed Stanton. First part of the year, now he hit a stinking grand slam. Now you cheering him. Dude, give Stanton, the one thing, if you look at Stanton in his career, it takes Stanton time to warm up. We just came out of doggone spring training. Give the guy some time. You want him to be hitting the ball like gangbusters. Give the guy some time. If you do that, maybe he'll be successful. That's the thing I hate about Yankee fans sometimes. But like I said, Montgomery pitched a gem yesterday. Gem of a baseball game yesterday. Very impressed in what he did as far as on the mound. Judge finally hit a home run. Like I said, Stanton hit a home run. But my thing is, I really don't get caught up into into the to the home runs. My thing is that, hey, are you being productive on them base paths? Are you moving runners along? Everything can't be about the home run. You did have one error. We had to make sure we cut that down. But like I said, Montgomery pitched 6 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts. I've always said Montgomery is that wild card. Montgomery is that wild card as far as them being successful. Montgomery is going to make I believe it's going to fall on Montgomery's shoulders to get the job done. All right, family. The last thing we're going to talk about today, 2 more women came out, filed a lawsuit against Deshaun Watkins. I really was hoping we were going to be on the guy. I would like to hear from a female perspective the thought on what's transpiring in Houston. I was listening to Shannon and Skip today. And Shannon made a good point pertaining to what's happening in Houston. This attorney, I believe he's trying to crucify Deshaun in the court of the media. I really believe he's trying to crucify him. And I really believe there's more to this case than being put out there. 2 of the ladies came out. She was out there crying, talking about how distraught she was, how he made her feel and all the stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. What did he force himself on you? What did he do? That's what I'm more interested in, because you crying as if he did something to you that really destroyed you. So I'm really interested to hear more about what is it that I understand. It said, his private touched them on the head. So I'm like, okay, well, if you being a massage therapist, quite sure this isn't the first time a guy private has touched you. I'm just wondering, what did he do that was so bad that will cause you to want to file a lawsuit? I'm very interested, because I haven't seen, nothing has come out. I know the police gotten involved. I haven't seen anything. And I really believe, do not rule us out, family. I believe the Houston Texans is really behind a lot of stuff that's transpiring. I would not be surprised. There's a lot more behind this situation than meets the eye. So I believe we have to definitely, we're going to definitely keep our eye on this story. And once this information comes out, I'm going to be interested to see how this rolls out. Because my thing is that, and having conversation with other people, when Deshaun Watkins was at Clemson, his first couple of years with Houston Texans, he was a model citizen. Now all of a sudden, Deshaun is like the worst thing since a soggy sandwich. Put it that way. I'm intrigued to find out more about what is that Deshaun did that make you want to destroy this man. I'm very intrigued. When more information comes out, we're going to have more discussion about this in the near future. Family, it's been a great show. I know I had to do a solo today, family. It's okay. My man Mike, he was on a mission, he had to take care of the kids, so I respect that. As you know, subscribe, push, share, get the information out there, family. You know, I'm Nick. My man Mike is vacant. We're Military Brothers talking sports. Look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow. Peace.